You started?
Yeah.
All right.
Wild.
Word. All right, fellas. So we back with our talk about, women and, how we relate to them and all that. I got another question for y'all.
So.
And this is something that, for the past couple of years, I've definitely done. Have you ever put yourself in the shoes of a woman? Like, thought about what it's really like to be a woman in this world?
Let me say I try my best to understand.
Okay.
Yeah, because I don't think I could ever fully conceptualize like what it is to be a woman. Just like some things.
You try to understand? Yeah.
Yeah, right. I try. So it's we gotta start over.
Keep going. No. I
think there's a they gotta tiptoe a certain line, and like in the sense of like they have to decide who they want to be, like, like in the sense of like how are they gonna operate in this world, and I feel
in the lines without the
lines. Right? Yeah. So I could just be me. I feel like I could always just be me.
Okay.
Outside of race, obviously. Like,
okay, but I think it's the guidelines to being a man too.
Yeah,
things that you have to think about how to operate.
But I fall within those guidelines.
Okay, right.
Whereas I feel like, and I think that'll tiptoe into like sexuality and gender specific roles or whatever or norms, but like I feel like now like women have to like pick and choose who they're gonna be. In the sense of like what type of woman they're gonna be.
Right.
Like I feel like the definition of a man remains consistent.
Got you.
Okay. That's true. Okay.
Got you.
So yeah,
that's twofold for me. I had one job to where I finally realized what it was like to be a woman and to be like pursued. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I'm gonna be honest. Like,
it's real. Go ahead.
Like, this is my first experience dealing with this shit. But like, a gay man he was old. Like, this dude was like 50, 60. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never asked him his age, but you could just look. Yeah, you could just tell he was older. He was an old, elderly gentleman. He used to talk about New York back in the day, and like, he was an elderly gentleman. It was just at the job, and he was my seniority as well too. So it was like, it was almost as if it was nothing I could really do. So he was also in the position of power.
Yeah,
he had a position of power to where it's like
that motherfucker, man.
That shit, it bugged me, bro. It bugged me. It bugged me. I quit. Like there was no other.
And this was all verbal.
It was all verbal.
Yeah.
I mean,
but you knew the vibes.
I knew the vibes. And just to put it in context, like I used to work security, y'all. Like I used to work security.
Yeah.
Drinks flowing. You're in a hotel atmosphere. You're in a club atmosphere. Like there's a lot also going on as well.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and the dude used to like, for lack of better words, he used to hit on me.
Yeah.
It really made me uncomfortable to the point where I just quit. And then it was weird. Like, not too long right after that situation, after I quit that job, like I moved on to something else. To specifically to what you're talking about, what we've kind of even raised this topic. I kind of saw. I remember one day driving. I'm on the east side of town. If you know where we're from, like east side of town is Vulgar Blocks. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I see a fight break out down the street, and I remember I'm at a red light. I see a fight break out down the street on the sidewalk to my right, and I thought it was just two dudes. It's even to the point I pull out Snapchat. Like, this is what I'm selling on Snap a couple of years back. I pull out Snapchat, I'm like, I'm about to get this. Like, I get closer and I realize it's a man and a woman. I only realized it by, like, I didn't know it was a woman to my visual. So I saw her back, then it was a man in front of her. He pushed her, and I only realized it was a man and woman with the nature of the violent push. But how she flew into the street, I'm like, oh, that's a dude and a man, not a woman and a woman. You know what I'm saying? So long story short, it just ended up turning into a long night. To where I'm with this woman, like, from when I saw that push, like 12:30, like probably like 1 o'clock, not 12:30. Probably
So
like
you
1
pulled
o'clock.
over and helped her.
I'm not gonna say I pulled over and helped her. Honestly, at first, it was summertime, so my window was already down, and I'm just driving.
She came up to you?
No, not even. I just, like, I went up to them. Honestly, I went up to them, and I was like, yo, like, take this in the house.
Gotcha.
I was like, yeah, wilding right now, because I saw them from down the street.
Yeah.
So, you know, like, especially there's a lot of toxic couples. So I'm not, like, judging. I'm not judging. I'm not.
Right.
It was like, yo, like, this is what y'all do normally?
Right.
Yeah, wilding right now, take this in the house. But when I said that, she just, I honestly, to this day, I don't know, but she just hopped into my car. Like, hopped into my car.
Because she's trying to get away from him. Right, right.
She picks up, and on my phone, called 911.
Right.
Like my phone was in a cup holder. Like, I was recording, but by the time I saw the push and I saw how she, like, flew into the street, I'm like, oh, that's a man, and that's a man and a woman. I put my phone in the cup holder in the middle, and I'm yelling out for my passenger. I'm like, yo, like, y'all bugging, like, go in the house, da 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 da. But I mean, and literally, not even 2-3 seconds, like, she hopped into my car, called 911, and this dude is hitting me. My night turned into something totally different. Like, I didn't mean for it, but I mean, it was to the point where I was chasing this dude. Right. To the point where he threatened me.
So did you feel? you felt like her helplessness?
It got to the point to where I knew I was kind of like overstepping my bounds, and she kind of like, I remember it, and it was the look, and it wasn't what she said. It was kind of how she said it. She looked over at me and she was saying, like, "Look at me." She said, "I don't got no shoes on." And she showed me the others. So, she and my passenger, I'm in the driver. She showed me the right side of her face because he was left-handed. She showed me, like, the other side of her face that was, like, kind of swollen. It was swollen. She's like, "Look at me right now. Like, I don't got no shoes on my feet. I don't got nothing on."
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And she's had on, like, some shorts and a t-shirt. And she was like, "Look at me right now." And I could just look at her and just innately feel like, you know,
what she had been through.
She was a battered woman.
Yeah.
You know, she was truly a battered woman. I could also by then he done came to my window, he done came at me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, nah, we ain't doing that right now. You know, and I just, all I could do was stay with her.
Yeah.
Called the cops, like.
It's kind of speaks to what we talked about before, about, you know, being that protector.
I wasn't trying to be her protector, but I was just trying to be what she needed at the time. Well, okay.
Yeah.
I was trying to be what she just needed at that time. Like, I remember I ain't have no shoes in my trunk. I gave her some swim shoes.
Right.
Just to put on her feet.
You know, that's an incident from your car, you know, that definitely make you feel some type of way. You know, and I always say, like, I feel like I'm guided and I'm always being shown things. Mm-hmm. So I had an experience. I think you guys can really. I don't know how y'all feel, but I remember when I first started driving, like, I felt like the man. Mm-hmm. I was trying to pick something up. So I remember I'm driving and I see this shorty. You know, she walking or whatever, and I slow down, I honk at her, and I'm like, you know, like, "What's up, gorgeous?" or something like that. And she straight up was like, she literally was like, "You're cute, but do you really think I'm about to give you the time of day?" And she was like, "I'm not. And if a woman gives you the time of day with this approach, she's not worth it." Me being me, I internalized the fuck out of that. I was like, damn, what am I doing? And, but that began a process of me putting, that triggers something. You know, you're also younger, and then it's like, you know, you may be with some girls that are like, "Yo, walk us here. I don't want to walk through this part by myself."
Yeah.
I don't think when I was younger, I didn't really understand that. I would always do it.
Because ego.
I mean,
We could
No,
get
but I feel.
like, I didn't really understand it. I didn't really
any-
understand it, but you know, from that moment, that triggered that memory, and I'm like, okay, when a woman is by herself or even with her friends, I was looking at her as meat, fresh meat. Like I'm trying to pull up,
You may be the fresh meat.
possibly, but for them,
yeah, it's
how I felt was
they
like
say
on
that.
a day-to-day basis as a woman, whether if you're attractive in some type of way, you're a target. Men are going. I'm just one man with one approach. There's going to be someone who's more aggressive.
Yeah.
That, you know, all of this stuff started to hit me. So that began this process of me constantly trying to understand what it was like to be a particular type of woman. Even as a teacher now, right? I'm an observer. I just do this. I will see students, you know, young ladies of color, right? And they're young. These are like 11 and 12-year-olds. Students of color will be infatuated with Hispanic students or whatever with their hair. You know, always playing in her hair or something. And my adult IQ picks that up as, you wish you had this. You wish you had hair like this. And this is something you want, right? And then I'll see the dark skinned girls looking at the light skinned girls. Literally like looking up to her because she's getting more attention than she's getting. And all of this has just really taught me, it's like, you know, because I always like, why would someone go get cosmetic surgery? Or, you know, we're in the age of fake asses and all of that. You know? At one time, breast implants were something. Now it's fake asses or whatever. As I've gotten older, I've been able to understand or put myself in the shoes of that woman. She may be looking for... She may not be getting that attention. And she wants it. She sees it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think in terms of like insecurities, I think one thing we overlook, even in beautiful women, I think to know a very beautiful woman, I think, and even in our own right, we've all known beautiful women, and we've seen their insecurities, and that just, for me, it's growing to show me that like no one is perfect. And perception is everything.
Yeah.
I perceive you to be this way, but you may perceive yourself to be completely
Totally
different.
Yeah,
It's wicked.
yeah.
And so I found that, you know, it's a lot to be a woman, I think, you know, mentally, as well as things that go on in the environment.
Yeah, to that point, I think trying to step in the shoes of women, there's, to like what you're saying, there's things like you could guarantee that a woman will go through at some point in her life. If it's not the catcalling, if it's not the what is it? You just said it. The
Like not being satisfied.
yeah, like self-esteem issue, or not living up to the standard of what beauty is. It's like like there seems to always be like. They always seem to be in a position of either being targeted, to your point, or just not enough.
Not right.
Whereas like, I feel like as men, we're more judged by what we do.
Or what we have, or all of that.
Yeah, because if you are attractive, I guess it helps in the sense of like, saying pulling women or whatever.
Definitely.
But at the end of the day, if you don't accomplish nothing, like. Other men view your value as like what?
It's interesting that you related to that because it's kind of like one thing I always say though, and an attractive man, you can say it with women too. An attractive man will always be alright. He'll always be accepted in some circle.
Mm-hmm.
Because even if he's lacking materially, other men will acknowledge that he is a ladies' man.
At the very, yeah.
At the very
I never
least.
thought about
At the
that.
very least.
I never thought about that, but yeah.
It's
he
real.
get a level of respect.
He get a level of respect.
Like, he mean but he get bitch. Like,
He has to do. He has to do. You know,
I never thought about it like that.
I'll never forget my uncle. You know, I was telling my uncle about, you know, somebody. I was like, he tries way too hard, and my uncle was like, well, look at him. He has to try hard. Like, he doesn't have a lot going for himself. You know, like,
yeah.
if he's handsome, he doesn't have to try half as hard. But he knows he's not. So he has to overcompensate. You know, so I think the same can be said for both genders. But, you know, for women, it's that double-edged sword.
Yeah.
To be beautiful is almost like a gift and a curse. And on the other side, you may be lacking what society deems as desirable or whatever. You ever dealt with a woman who wasn't satisfied with herself?
Well, I don't think I have to deal with those women to know that. I speak to them.
You speak to them.
Yeah, like I hear it.
I've never dealt with it.
You're right. They're actually
I don't
very
respect
vocal
it.
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All you have to do is listen to them and they'll tell you.
I don't attract that.
Insecurities coming
Yeah,
to
like,
the forefront.
even if
Well, hold on. What do you mean? Because like I like me personally, I've dealt with women with insecurities.
Yeah.
I think
That's
insecurities are normal, but like even
That's what I'm saying.
to the
It's
point
normal. Like,
to this
it's
point,
normal.
I think
you could
it's,
tell the beautiful girl she's beautiful, and she would immediately tell you her flaw.
right.
Like, oh,
And I feel, matter of fact, and that doesn't only apply to the beautiful girl. It applies to like most women. I feel that are not confident in themselves.
You ever? Because what I was saying with that is like I was just speaking in the sense of like there are women who they can be like everyone knows what they got, what they possess. But it goes back to perception. What do you perceive that you need? So, for instance, have a very beautiful woman who's just like, well, she's constantly pointing out the fact that she has no ass. She just, you know, like, have you ever?
I know.
That's what I'm talking about, basically.
And
That's self like.
And we're only talking about the physical aspect of it. I feel like this.
Well, we can, yeah. You know what?
Right.
We'll keep this going because I can speak more to the non-physical aspect of that.
All right, cool. No, that's fine.
All right, so we were just basically talking about certain insecurities that you'll realize in people in general, but more specifically women for this topic. And you were saying those are just the physical.
Yeah.
I've encountered the non-physical insecurities too. I feel like but the ones I've encountered, I feel like that's based more upon my energy. And I don't know if any of you could speak to it, but one theme in my life I've always encountered is an expectation of the type of woman that I would gravitate towards.
Okay.
And
What you mean?
So, I'm an artist. I'm spiritual. I'm more expected to find a woman like that, or be attracted to a woman like that. I've encountered that. You may meet someone who. And attraction, you don't know why you like people. You just do.
You just act.
You just do. But then once they get to know you, I've literally had it said to me several times. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I'm not good enough for you.
Oh shit, yeah.
I've encountered
That
that.
just said to me, yeah.
That's been said to you. So,
Yeah.
Type of time, y'all niggas.
you know, I think it goes because we're now talking about the non-physical. We're now talking about the non-physical, and this is just going about like what you feel like, you know, you lack. And one thing I've just grown to understand about attraction is that opposites attract. I've said this to y'all. You know, the intellectual may meet someone who is not so intellectual, but that non-intellectuals should admire you for your intellect. But you meet some who are intimidated by that.
Yeah.
So I just think, you know, overall, it speaks towards women and even men. Men don't have that non-physical insecurity. Because I personally know plenty of men who are with some successful women. I don't question how they got them, because I understand it is what it is. But in their minds, it's like, yo, my John be on her shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So I found that to be an interesting difference between men and women.
Yeah. I know for me personally, when I was dating, I'm very good at when speaking to someone, attention to detail. Like, I was the type of guy, still am technically, that like, oh, we'll converse through text. I'll go back and read the text messages and take note of things. Like, that's how detail oriented I was.
Attention to detail.
Yeah.
God damn.
So then like.
And I need to go back to read the shit I like.
Nah, mind you now, this sounds like a lot, but it really was like if you're into someone, it's a lot. It's very easy to do, and so like then when you actually meet up with the person, and you reference everything that they said, it's like, yo,
fact check.
You put in way like, and I feel like it's been expressed to me like, yo, like you put in a lot more effort than I ever would have.
From the other person?
Yeah. So that's a level of... that's what you're alluding to is a level of what I consider like fact checking. Like to me, time is my friend. I'm not rushing anything with you. I'm not rushing to get any... Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, we meet, cool. I'm going to just like... Whatever you say it. And I don't know you enough. I'm going to just take it at your word. Because I don't know. But I will let time play it out to see does your word match up to your bond. Yeah. And if it does, then cool. I fuck with you. I rock with you. But if it doesn't, now we got a problem. And that's what I think you're alluding to is like, if what you're saying doesn't match up to what you were saying in the past, and then also your actions, then that's a whole nother issue.
But see, but like, so there's that. But like to the point where Gemini was saying like intimidation, it's like. Like, I always said, like, even when I was dating, like, I'm built like a husband. I'm not built like a boyfriend.
Yeah.
King shit.
Yeah, so, like, that's the energy I come with, and it's like, like, when you're, and I'm 27, so, like, back when I was 24, 25, and people view you like, oh, you really know yourself. Yeah. And people are still trying to figure themselves out, and it's like, that's intimidating, because it's like, oh, it seems like from their perspective, you got everything figured out. Now, do I got everything figured out? Hell no. But I'm certain of a lot of things about myself. Yeah, so.
I'm going to take this not on topic, but I'm just going to change paths a little bit. Because you said what you just said, so I just want, like, are you built, like, what are you? He just said, what did you just say? You're not
I'm built like a husband, not a boyfriend.
Built like a husband, not like... I'm just curious. And I'm throwing you out on like Nicky Kid. I'm throwing you out there. I'm throwing you out there.
I feel like I speak for all men when I say this.
You don't speak for me.
That's how you feel. I feel like I am though.
Okay.
I feel like I am
first.
It was just a way to like.
Joe is sure of that. And I'm sure is that I'm a husband for who I want to be a husband to.
Okay, all right.
And I think, ladies, if you're out there, take notes. we know we give who we want. We give what to who we want.
Yeah.
And that's just the God honest truth.
Yeah.
So, I think I'm capable. I just know who I want to do it for. You know what I'm saying? So, that's how I feel about that. You?
Right. Honestly, you kind of hit it on the head.
Because it's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
I can't.
God damn, it's the truth. It's just...
I've realized that, like, I can give certain women certain parts of me, but I can't give all women certain. Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, I can give, like, certain women, like, at the very minimum, all women is going to get a level of respect.
Okay, yeah.
Everyone.
Right.
Get a level of respect.
Right.
Level of common decency. But the difference is the degree of area of truth. No, not even. I'm going to give everyone the truth, too. But it's just how much of me am I going to give?
Yeah.
If I give more of you, more of me to you, then I fuck with you. If I don't give as much of me to you, then I just don't rock with you like that. And that's just for me. Like, so it's just like, the more I give of me to you, that lets you know that I really like rock with you.
Because, you know, on the low, is a romantic right here. Yeah, he's a romantic.
He's something different.
You know,
I'll be like
you
him
know,
when I get older.
Through the things you do, I realized, like, I'm capable of it. I just yet to reach. Like, not that I haven't never found it, but it's just particular people that you will find that you want to do that for. And for others, like, you don't. So, you know, I literally, in my growth as a man, I've just figured out that, like, yeah, you got to find a woman that makes you want to be better, to be a husband, you know, to do those particular type of...
To do right by her. Like,
to do those particular type of things. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I think that point speaks back to Joe's original point, that women, like, in his idea of what it is like to women, of choosing what type of woman to be. Yeah. Because ultimately our decisions of how we react to them are partly based on who we perceive them to be or what they show us. It's a crazy game. So, fellas, obviously, you know, today's woman is a lot different than the traditional woman. How I actually call this the era of the side chick. Because I feel like, side chicks
are valued just as much as the main. Yeah.
And actually winning.
That's what I think we fucking up at.
Okay, expound.
I'm gonna just say, like, I do not, and you can never treat your side women as like how you treat your main. Or I'm not even gonna call it a main, but like the woman that you really have, like, what I will say is we have intentions. It may not be all the way to where we may want it to be, but you can't treat them all the same. You can't treat them all the same. That's just my opinion. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you may be confused.
No.
Because of how we grow up and like the innate of.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like we are conditioned to, you know, you shoot for 10, you get 5, and you settle with.
No, I had another
numbers running the numbers.
Yeah.
But what I am saying is, like, I don't agree with that.
You know, with the way people date today, I think is why that's why it is, because now today it's okay to date multiple people as long as you don't have anything official. So like, there's something in, like, say, every individual you deal with that you like, and I feel like too often when you're irritated with the one person, you'll jump to the next. And you're irritated with that person, you jump to the next. So even though someone